crazy shit, guys. So check this out. This is like my first time doing like YouTube video or whatever, and I have recorded all of this already, and I went downstairs to make my food as per usual, a burger a la carte, and I realized that it stopped recording halfway, so I'm gonna try and do this all over again. So let's see how it goes. Things that you should know when you are gonna travel inter-continent, inter-country, because COVID-19 is upon us and you wanna be sure. So the first thing you're gonna do is what to expect from the airlines. Number one, do not expect the airlines to tell you this is what's up and that's what's up with the country, entry to the country you're going to your destination point. Airlines are commercial businesses. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna just gobble up all your money, take everything up, and then when you're about to board, they'll tell you, I'm sorry, ma'am, sorry, miss, you can't get on the plane. That's what happened with me with British Airways. So I was already booked to go $1,600 US, and they told me I can't because of my kind of visa. So doing a study of the United States, there are some countries that are banned for you to gain entry. One of the countries, Iran, China, and the UK. British Airways is a UK flight carrier, so it's going to pass through London. But I didn't think that was a problem because it's just on transit. You're not really entering and stepping into the world of London, but they don't care. And if you're going to come through London, you can't do it on a visitor's visa. You have to have a permanent visa, residency, work permit, or you have a blue passport. And if you're coming on a visitor's visa, you have to have immediate family. British Airways translated that to having a child under the age of 18. So if you have your mom, your dad, your brothers, and your sister, and your aunties, and your uncles, and your cousins, just like me, it doesn't matter. So they bounced me from that flight, and they didn't give me a refund. So don't even play. They're not going to give you a refund. So they're going to give me $200 back, or a kosher voucher or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to cancel that. And when COVID-19 is over, I will go back to using that. So I had to buy another ticket for an airline that actually is carrying people to the United States on a visitor's visa. These flights are Delta, Emirates, and Turkish. I use Turkish, but you have to check these every single day because they are constantly changing. They're constantly updating their guidelines. Now, something else that you are going to expect is, of course, when you've actually gone in and you checked in and you're like, coast is clear. Or with Turkish Airlines, you don't need a COVID-19 results to get on board. I don't know about Emirates, I don't know about Delta, so you gotta go check that out for yourself. Now, once you checked in and you've gone to the boarding area, we're not used to wearing our masks, but you have to wear a mask 24/7. So if you're gonna be flying on transit for 48 hours, you have to always be using your mask. Never take it off unless you're going to eat. So the kind of mask I use, I have the other regular one for fancy and stuff and to take pictures, but I got these. They're very cheap. You can get like 10 for 1,000 naira, and that's pretty awesome. So you get these type, and I used to change mine every 4 hours because it's bacteria that's being caught on the outside if somebody is in the air, So, and I also got myself hand sanitizer, not the gel type, the spray type. Put this in my backpack so that my food, so that you can easily just spray it on door handles and stuff before you touch it. So that's something else I use. So when you're in there, you're constantly wearing your mask, and it's crowded. It's still crowded in the airports. It's still crowded in the airports. So you might want to social distance and do your best. Now, that's just the airports. Now, if you're gonna get on the plane, what's to expect when you are on the plane? Yeah, it's still almost full capacity, like 2/3 full capacity. So you're gonna be having like people all around you. So what I like is this. Obviously, everybody uses this even before COVID-19. But you don't want to be sleeping off on someone's shoulder or accidentally touching somebody. You want to be sleeping like this. Okay, so this is really good so you don't get neck pain. You can just sleep on your own and be like this. Don't let nobody touch you. And if there's somebody coughing around you, report to their air hostess, because that is not what you're there for. They can move your seats. Normally they don't move seats, but they can move your seat for you. Now, if you're going to be boarding on these planes, please make sure you pack food in your bag. Not liquid, actual solid food. Not swallow, but you know what I mean. Sandwiches and stuff like that, because when you get on the plane, they're not really giving you food. They're going to give you like pre-packed brown baggies that have bread inside and maybe a yogurt and then a small juice pack. And these are not going to fill you. The flight from Nigeria to Turkey was 5-6 hours, and they gave me that food once, so I was pretty hungry. And if you're going from Turkey to the United States, that's 12 hours 33 minutes. So they gave us that food twice, and I couldn't even eat it. I don't know what kind of bread that was. It was kind of gross. So you want to pack a sandwich in your bag, or else you're going to starve. And while I was on the plane, they would give you I would go and change my mask every 4 hours, go to the bathroom. Another good thing about it is that they sanitized the bathroom every time somebody went inside. That was on the flight from Nigeria to Turkey. The one from Turkey to the United States, they didn't really do that. So I don't know, you know. So you want to empty your bladder before you get on the plane, and don't drink too much liquids. And they do give you like little packs on the plane. This is on Turkish Airlines. I don't know how they do for other airlines, but inside the pack, I opened one earlier in my first video, and they give you hand sanitizer, 2 masks, and 2 septic cloths. So if you don't have enough, they'll always give you some, but it's always best to have your own stash. And that's basically what I have. And then what to expect when you get to your country of destination. There's going to be thermal scans and all of that. Depends on where you are going to. They are going to need your COVID-19 test. For the United States, I asked so many people before I was traveling. Everybody acts like they know, but they don't really know. You don't need it to enter the United States. Everybody, you need to enter UK, you need to enter Ghana, you need to enter Barbados, you need to enter Kenya, but you don't need it for the United States. Thank you very much. And so I've never done a COVID-19 test yet. But when you get in there, if you're coming from Iran, China, or the UK, even if you have a blue passport, even if you have a permanent visa, even if you have any of those things, they are going to ask you for your COVID-19 test because you were in one of those countries for over 2 weeks. So if you're in any of those countries for 2 weeks, just forget about it and just sit down back at home, unless you really have to be here. Because if you are a permanent resident, they would isolate you for 2 weeks if you don't have your results. And if you're not a permanent resident, they will send you back home just as you came. So it was really scary for me because they took me for secondary screening because they said I came from a COVID-19 country. And I was like, what? I was waiting there and I was chilling. Finally, they called me and there were like 3 people on my 3 immigration officers on my passport, and they were like confused, like, why did they bring you to the back here? Where did you come from? Like, I haven't traveled since last year, come on. And I just passed through Turkey. But it was because I was booked on British Airways. So what they did was they flagged my passport. So you don't want that happening to you. So do not get on a plane that is transiting through Iran, China, or the UK. And there's some things that you should not travel with. For example, there was a boy that was sent back for having antibiotics and stuff like that. If you do not have a prescription with your name on it for the drugs you're bringing, because almost all the drugs in the United States are prescribed. So even if it's over the counter in Nigeria, it's prescribed over there. So you might not want to do that, okay? So just be very careful about that. Bringing things for other people. Do not bring a passport. Do not bring things to sell unless you have a license for selling or you have a personal papers to show it's yours. They sent a guy back for having car parts for his friend, and it wasn't like he was going to be selling, but they didn't care. They sent a boy back for having antibiotics. So with these few points in mind, I hope I've done something good for you. And if you have any questions, put it in the comments below and I will get back to you. It's my first video ever, so please go easy on me. Love ya.